You talked about something earlier that like caught my attention. I wanted to kind of dig into a little bit more. Is you were talking about how when you guys write, you know, you give like screen parts to Liam. Um, how do you feel about the backing track thing? Because do you guys like I kind of, and I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but I kind of listening to your music, I'm like this is a band that I doubt uses like any kind of samples or backing tracks or anything like that.
Everything that you hear on stage when Svalbard are performing is being performed by the four of us on stage. We have no backing track. We don't even use a click track. So it really is us in that moment live. And I have a huge concern with the amount of metal bands that rely very heavily on backing track, that
Yeah.
it's going to create this. I think what alarms me the most, I understand, you know, you've got these albums, you've got these bands where the production is so huge, there's no way you're going to, you know, you can't
You can't
recreate
pull it off live.
all
Yeah.
here live without hiring an orchestra and a choir. So of course they're going to have tracks. I kind of understand that. But I think there's a difference between a few necessary tracks and miming your vocals on stage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names. But my concern with this is what I really want to know is how many of the audience members are aware that this is playback and not being performed live. Because
Exactly.
one really good example that I can use is we have Download Festival here in the UK, and the headliners this year were Metallica and Bring Me the Horizon. And Metallica played the four of them as a four-piece, playing their hits and whatnot. And Bring Me the Horizon had a lot of backing tracks going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of discourse on Twitter saying, Bring Me the Horizon were amazing and sounded amazing, and Metallica was shit and stuff like this. And I wanted to be like, hang on, you're confusing like
Live music with kind of live music.
yeah, exactly. And I worry that then bands who are playing fully live are going to be compared to the standard
Yeah.
of a band that have a 50% backing track, who are obviously going to sound better. Like, you can't compete with a perfect playback or with 10 extra guitar layers making it sound really thick and immense. You cannot, as a live band, you cannot compete with that. And so it's like, I don't want people to confuse what's fake with what's good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think you said something about the expectations, where I've talked to people, because I like to ask musicians about this because it's a hotly debated subject in the music world right now. And I've heard people say, well, I'll go see Kiss and they use backing tracks, and I know they're using backing tracks, but it's great to see Kiss like perform and sound great and whatever. But that what you just said is an aspect of it I never really thought of, is it creates this unfair expectation that everyone sounds perfect. And I've been seeing it because I listen to a lot of rap too, and I see it a lot in the rap world. Well, these guys just come out and rap over their CD. They're not even actually rapping. You know, I'll give respect to someone who even comes out with a vocalist instrumental and then raps like with a mic over that. Like, that's fine. But like, some of these guys don't even do that. They just have their CD with the vocals on it. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, I could see this at home. Like, some guy talking over a CD. That's not a live performance, you know? That's not what, and then there's other rap groups like the Roots, for example, that have a full live band that, you know, are kill it. And you know, Black Thought, the MC for them, is insane live. Like, he raps everything live and does it fully well. So that's good to hear, and it's interesting. And I do also feel like there's a backlash to it, I think, in a lot of ways. Like, I don't go to a concert to hear the CD played exactly to T, you know. That's why you go to a live show, is to hear the songs played live, you know.
But then sometimes I also feel like for larger bands with a larger audience, part of the show is more of an identity thing for the fans, about belonging to that fan group, and also
Mm-hmm.
kind of being in that moment and having something you can share on your socials. And I feel like there's this real overemphasis on visuals as well. And there's so many bands, it's the bigger bands in the metal scenes, where people say it's good because there was pyro and there was like screens and special effects and you know, and loads of backing track. And again, it's that kind of, my argument is, budget doesn't make something good.
Yeah.
So, and again, it provides this really, I'm so sick of people. Sorry, I'm going to go there. I'm just
No, please do.
opinion. I'm so sick of people telling me you should go see Rammstein live. They're really great. It's like, well, it's not live though, is it?
Yeah.
And also, I don't need to see a fireworks show. I see them at theme parks all the time. It doesn't really
I'm a roller coaster enthusiast.
Like, fair enough. It's it takes a lot of thought and effort and a big team to execute a show like that. I can appreciate the logistical side of it.
Yeah.
But in terms of that being the barometer of a good show, I'm like, it's just it's just fireworks. It's not a live, it's not the same as seeing 4 people have that synergy and create something that sounds amazing live.
Just to throw more gas on that fire. Looking at you two, Disturbed.